evaporated since it is volatile, or the presence of linalool is so minute that it is a bit difficult to generate the results. Moving on with the next one, that one is hydrodistillation. So hydrodistillation I found was definitely not one particular method that we should go for extraction of linalool. Moving on, combined spectrum, if we see, definitely we can say that the Soxhlet is the best so far. So design of experiment would be explained by Janvi.
So in the design of experiment, we have been found something common into it, where we have seen that for design of experiment, we are having the variables, we are having three variables at the temperature, where we are having three different extraction methods, and the solvent which we are using two different solvents. So by saying the variables, we have concluded that we'll be going with the Latin square analysis in our design of experimentation, and moving forward to that, we will be the method of analysis will be the ANOVA towards in the design of experiment.
So here concluding whatever project we have performed and what we got to know. Like I said, hydrodistillation was total fail. So definitely we got somewhat only 4 to 5% of yield out of it. The reason behind is that linalool has boiling point of 198 degrees Celsius. And for hydrodistillation, since we do it with water, it can go up to 100 degrees. So definitely the distillate that we collected is one of the reasons that it does not have linalool at all. So that is the reason that we can say that we did not get any component, any interest in hydrodistillation. With extractor press, we could only get somewhat 15.81% of yield of linalool in our sample. Major reason that is only with ethanol but not with diethyl ether. Major reason can be the diethyl ether is again pretty volatile component. So at high temperature, it was very hard to keep it with our linalool in the slurry. So it was evaporating so fast that we were getting just the flakes. With Soxhlet extraction, I would say that's the best one so far. With ethanol, as well as we were managed to find somewhat the other content with diethyl ether, it is 32.90% of percent yield on average with all the three solvents, all the three trials. And here you can see the picture of whatever extract we were managed to collect from all. In Soxhlet, you can see there's pretty much good amount of all of them. The oil that has been extracted was pretty thick. It was really aromatic. It was actually giving the aroma of coriander the way it should. Whereas in extractor press, we could only manage to get somewhat little amount, whereas diethyl ether, it's nearly empty. And with hydrodistillation, it's hardly 10 microliters, I feel, for the other three replicates. But with one, we managed to get some, I think, 2 to 3 ml out of it. So why exactly I have already explained for hydrodistillation. Now, coming up with next steps, what exactly we can do to make it better. So based on whatever challenges we have faced, based on figuring out what and why exactly it was happening, these are the 4 points that we can come up with. We can definitely explore different solvents which have same polarity range within the ethanol, since ethanol came out as best solvent to extract linalool. Moving on, we can go with GCMS. Definitely we did not have the column for it to do the analysis, but if there is interest in this particular project, I would say GC is the best suitable analytical method. Why? Because it is highly volatile, the terpene. It is monoterpenoid, so definitely for that, GC is the best analytical method. Moving on, suitable conditions for for linalool, since even while preparing the standard calibration curve, we found out that it was very unstable. It was very difficult to keep linalool at room temperature. So I would say to keep the samples after extraction at cold temperature so that it won't evaporate. While doing the analysis, at least there will be some or the other content to go for. And the last one, to go with different extraction methods. So in our project, we only went with traditional methods, not with the modern ones like supercritical fluid extraction and subcritical water extraction. These are green and eco-friendly, sustainable methods which uses less organic solvent. So definitely this can be in a suitable area to work with for the extraction. And that's it. Thank you so much.
About 2 minutes over, just so you know, to tighten it up a little. All right, questions from the floor? Give you guys a minute to think. When you tried to use ethanol to extract the hydrodistillation product, it was miscible with water. What evidence do you have when you selected then to go with DCM? What evidence do you have to show that that would have extracted the linalool from the ethanol and water?
By TCM?
Yes.
So for hydrodistillation, after doing research, we figured out that there was no linalool at all in our distillate. It was very hard to find because of the boiling temperature. As I mentioned, its boiling temperature is 198 degrees. So there was very little amount of linalool that we can extract via hydrodistillation, because the optimum conditions that should be there for linalool to be extracted was not provided. DCM is just a solvent for separating the layers so that we can just separate our point of interest that we are looking for. So that can be.
After separating the layer, we performed a water bath. We took over that layer in water bath. Then finally we were able to separate the oil.
And was it in the DCM layer? Or in the, see what I'm getting at is I think that whatever you might have extracted, linalool or not, was still in the water ethanol phase, not in the DCM phase. When you're doing a separation in a separation funnel, you have to look at partition factor, the solubility between the two different layers. DCM is not a strong solvent for linalool or any terpene. Water and ethanol are. So all of that material is probably in your water ethanol layer, not in your DCM layer.
So after doing the separation of all the replicates with DCM, whatever was left behind, the ethanol and water, like you said, we did the separation of it one more time to see if there is any of the content left, and we did gravitation filtration as well to figure out if whatever we are throwing is worth a while or not. So that was being taken care of, but we didn't find, or maybe DCM could not be the possibly good solvent to separate that. But that step was done for sure. We did not get any linalool there.
Okay. All right. Any questions at this point from the floor? I will then just comment that you had some negative numbers on the HPLC chart. It would have been good to have addressed those.
For sure. So we have been finding reason for that. No idea why we tried manual integration, we tried peak shifting. We tried a lot, but it still
so that has to do with your method limit of quantitation.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's that your calibration curve crosses the 0 x-axis with a positive y value.
Yeah.
So anything up to that positive y value is going to measure as negative, and anything lower than. Okay, so next group. Get yourselves set up there. So I think it's group 7, that's right. If you need another evaluation form, they're right here. That's fine. Whose initials? Okay. So you just have to leave early today for that? Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm so sorry, but thank you. I will leave at 3:30 because my ride will come at 3:35. I'm sorry, but
No worries then. I hope you get it here.
thank you.
A good outcome.
Yeah, because I'm struggling with this and I believe I don't know what happened to me, but I'm so struggling.
Oh, you're under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
School is so stressful.
So
Yeah.
I need